All good?
Yep. Right. Okay, so did you get a checklist from anybody from last time?
No.
You didn't. Okay, there is a new checklist. Somebody's got a checklist here. There, you can borrow that one. Okie dokie, and we'll get you one out there. So basically we've done the external internal checks. Here we are, so starting here. So seat, harnesses, hatches adjusted.
Parking brake on.
Yep.
I would say that's off.
Yep, so put it towards you, traffic with your thumb. That's it.
Radio's off. Instruments undamaged, legs well secure. Reading within limits. Flying controls for free movement.
Yes, please. So try not to bang them against the stop if you can, but just gently.
Not banging them, did you say?
Not banging them.
Ah, right, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so
yeah,
everyone's
that's it. Yep.
elevator.
Yep. Yeah, you need to do it once, backwards and forwards.
Okay, rudder's.
That's it. Rudder back. Yep, lovely.
Yeah, all good. Trimmers, full and free movement.
Yep, so we do need to trim those. So to save time, I will do the rudder trim.
Okay.
So I'm exercising the rudder trim all the way to the left.
Yeah, I can feel that.
And you're doing the...
So I need to pull this back down after the elevator.
Yeah, you need to rotate it all the way back. And I'm doing the exercise all this way.
Okay.
Let the bore is. Yep. And you may not see movement throughout the full range of that because you've got the elevator at full up extension. Yep, and I've put that into the middle there. So as you rotate it, it's like an Archimedean screw. You can see it moving up and down. So I've set it roughly a little bit there, roughly in line with the line there. So it's a bit subjective. If you need a bit more right rudder to maintain the ball in the middle during cruise, just until you can take your feet off and it stays where it is.
Roger that.
Okay.
Right, let's get back to neutral. Well, the N is worn out. Is it right smack in the middle?
Yeah, just right about the middle, yeah. Just slightly
right?
forward, yeah, that's it. You can just see where the end is. No, you can just see where the end was.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Is that alright?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Front for a minute, sort of take off. Flaps, checking stages and symmetry. So, flaps 1, both sides, symmetry good. Flaps 2, and flaps 3. Yep, that's all good. Release flaps. Cabin air controls exercise enclosed off. So, so that's on, isn't it?
That's on, so
that's
back
okay.
to closed.
That one's okay. Throttle, full and free movement.
Yep, please.
So all forwards, always back. That's quarter.
This door's just shut.
Mixture, full and free movement. So, oh no, that's stuck. I guess that's this thing here, isn't it? Oh, that's actually not on. Is that just really stiff?
That's really stiff, this one.
Okay. So, set rich. Throttle friction checked and loose. Yep, that's loose. Is that too loose, that one?
Loose, that's fine. It's
That's all right, is it?
Nice and loose.
Carburetor heat, full and free movement, set to cold. So, yep, set to cold. Master switch on. Circuit breakers and fuses in position and secure. Yes. Beacon on. Which one's the beacon? Is that the
rotating anti-collision beacon?
This one.
Yep. Okay.
Fuel on. Select tank with lowest content, so that will be the left.
Okay.
It's on left already.
I'll just check the. It's for 2454, is it?
It's 2547.
7, is it?
It's 7, yeah.
Oh yeah. Just yep. Done it. Yep.
Fuel pump on. Check pressure. So we're looking there, aren't we? Check pressure. So it's in the green. Is that okay?
Yep, that's good. Yep, freaking away.
Off. Primer as required, and lock.
Yep. Yes, please.
No, wrong way. Come on. Shall I be pushing it in?
No, you'll find there is a detent there, so it will come out. So is that one? Is that? Oh, this is the funny one. There will be a position there where it can come out. It's a bit stiff.
will come out. There we go.
Yep, it's just, yep, so there we go. Out slowly, in firmly. Yep, as you want to do, I get 2 or 3 goes of that, yep.
In firmly. Out slowly. This is the syringe again. In firmly.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun to fly, that one.
Yeah.
Is that enough?
I should think so, yep.
Yeah,
Yep. And then make sure it's in and turn about quarter of a turn so it'll come out. Yep, okay. That's it.
Look out. Careful around look out.
Yep.
That's good.
Just him in front, so the brakes are set. We've got the strobes going. Yep.
Okay, open window and shout clear prop. Keys in, yeah?
Yep, it is. Yep. So your left hand on the ignition key and your right hand on the throttle. And you've got starter warning light. It will be somewhere down here, I think, on this one. I'll forget one of those. You may come out one of these. Oh yeah, starter warning. Okay, so as soon as the engine is started, that light should go out. You should look for oil pressure and making sure the aircraft doesn't move forward. So I would also cover my feet over the brakes just in case. Okay, yep, ready to go.
Okay.
So clear prop.
Clear prop. Clear prop.
Yep, that's it. Hand on the throttle. Control the RPM as soon as it starts. Maybe the black key. Yep, sorry, I put the wrong one in.
Right.
Yeah,
there you go.
It, yep.
Okay, that's better. I can hear you now. Look out, check aircraft uninstructed for taxiing and surface satisfactory.
Yep, we've got a taxi out of here. Yeah, so I just taxi you out of here, and then you can call for the radio check as well. Okay, so I'm just going to close the throttle, parking brakes released, and I'm just going to gingerly taxi forward, bear in mind he's there as well. I've just checked my brake, and I'm now going to...
Golf Golf Echo, time wind 08, micro launch circuit.
Yep. Expertly done, sir.
Okay, if you'd like to check your brakes on closing the throttle. Yep, that's good. Okay, excellent. We'll just leave it here for a moment while we warm the engine up. Parking brake is set back to 1200, and then you can give a quick radio call.
Okay, so just to confirm, this will be Compton Radio, Golf Oscar Oscar November Yankee, radio check and airfield information.
That's the one.
Which point they'll give us 5x5 or whatever.
Yep.
And the QNH was it?
QNH is 1044.
And then they'll give us the runway. So I'll say QNH blah blah blah, runway 08, yeah, left, and then November Yankee.
November Yankee, that's the one. And I'll write down the bits of information just to prompt you on here.
Okay.
So probably will be runway 08 left hand. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Compton Radio, radio check please, and airfield information. Golf Oscar November Yankee. Sorry, wrong way around.
November Yankee, your readability 5, left hand, 08 left hand, and the QNH is 1044.
08 left hand, QNH 1044, November Yankee.
Okay, so if you'd like to set 1044 on there.
Golf Echo, final 08, full stop.
Surface wind is northeasterly at 10.
What does it go up into?
1044, so it's 1045, the big number.
Lake downwind land.
So just a bit more. So you just got...
Right, gotcha.
Yep.
So right?
Yeah, just a wee bit more maybe. So it's right by the middle bar there, 1044 as opposed to 45.
Okay.
So 1044. Yep, okay. Yep. Okay. So that's it, and then we need to taxi forward. The runway is quite close by, so we just close the throttle, release the parking brake, and if you just like to taxi straight ahead, making sure the wingtip doesn't collide with this fuel bunker. That's it, and then as we clear that, if you like to turn to the left using the rudder, not the wheel. That's it, very tempting, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep, and with a little bit extra power as we go onto the grass, and initially towards the tractor. And now we need to make a turn towards the right. So we need a right turn all the way around to the right, so full right rudder, a little bit of extra power. I need to be facing that way, or 45 degrees that direction. Yeah, I think that will do, close enough for government work. Yep, so that's it, nicely done. Wheels straight and close throttle, set the parking brake. Trap the pressure with your thumb and back to 1200. So the aircraft has flown previously, so the oil temperature is in the green. So it is in the green, so we can do our power checks next. So we've done the taxiing checks. We haven't got time to go into all those at the moment because it was a short taxi. So we now need to go into our power checks now.
Okay, so aircraft position to wind, clear all round, taxiway runway surface checked.
Yep.
On 1200 RPM set. Yes, fuel change to full of tank.
Yes,
so
change over the tank. That's it.
Engine temperature and pressure within limits. Pressure.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay. RPM set to 2000. Check brakes are holding.
Yep. Yep. So in our peripheral vision, we're checking the aircraft's not moving forward. That's great. About 2000 RPM. Lovely.
Okay. Set carburetor heat set hot. Max drop 75 RPM. Reset to cold.
Slight drop, yep, and subsequent increase, yep.
Magnetos check left and right.
Yep. So
I'll do this with my left hand, don't I?
Yep, both to the left, back to both, go to the drop in RPM, back to the left one, back to both. That's great, yep.
Okay. Suction between 3 and 5.
Yes, it is, small 5.
Ammeter is charging.
It is.
Engine temperature and pressure within limits.
Yep.
RPM set to idle 500.
Yeah, so close the throttle and see whether the engine continues to run. And it will run between 5 and 700 RPM, which is great. Yep, that's good. Yep, and back up to 12. Okay. So we're now...
Going to do it like that.
That's it, yeah, all like that. Yeah, just really if you need a 5 movement down here, if you need course movement up there.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So then we go on to the pre-takeoff checks. Now we can either face that way, but we've got good view at the approach, good view of the rest of the airfield, so this is an ideal position. We've got one aircraft coming in on the base left.
I see, yeah.
So we can do our pre-takeoff checks. So trims set for takeoff. That's both the into the neutral and neutral on there.
Yep.
Yep. So throttle friction.
Friction up finger tight.
Yep.
That'll be okay, do you think?
Yep. It's to make sure that the throttle itself doesn't move. It stays where you want it, basically, without being too tight.
Okay, mixture is rich. Yes.
It is, yep.
Magneto's on both. Check master on.
Yep.
So what it means on master.
That's it, yep.
Veto heater as required. I guess we need to put that on, do we?
Yep, yep. It's going to be quite cold up there. I'm going to check that, yep.
Okay, primer in and locked.
Yep.
Yep. Fuel on. Check quantities. Fuel pump on.
Yes, please. And check the fuel pressure. Yep.
Flaps as required.
2 positions of flap because it's a soft, short field. Yep. So 2, and just check that they are down symmetrically. They are. Good.
Yes, they are. Yep.
Yep.
Instrument gauges checked and set. Done that already, haven't we?
Yep, but just making sure that it's 1044, and we want to set that to the compass, so 028. So we push it in and we rotate it to 028. 028 there, and we pull it out and we make sure that that is disengaged. There's also a heading bug we can set on the runway centre line as well, 080. Okay, so we can set the bug as an aid memoir for our heading.
Okay. Right. Harness fastened and secured.
Yes, and the hatches are secure. Yep.
Doors and windows secured. Yep. Carburetor heat set to cold.
Yes, it is.
Controls full and free movement.
Yep. And all the way forward and all the way back. That's it. Yep. Lovely job. Yep.
Okay. Transponder.
Yep. So this is this secondary radar. It's on standby at the moment, so it's just press it to alt. Okay. And that was now give other people who may be watching.
And strobes on. What does alt mean?
Altitude. It shows your altitude as well.
And strobes on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, or landing lights. So it comes on with the beacon there.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. That's all complete. On to take off now.
Yep. So we're doing take off. So right. So have a look up the approach of the runway. Anything coming into land? No.
No, it's all clear.
There's one aircraft just going crosswind at the moment.
I see.
Yeah, so close the throttle, release the parking brake. Okay, and we need a little bit of extra power to get moving, and we need to taxi over there to the beginning of the runway. So as soon as you start to move, you can then use left rudder. So start off with straight rudders, now turn left. That's it. And we're going to line up on the runway facing in that direction. Okay. And Golf November Yankee is lining up for takeoff. Okay.
Start turning now.
November Yankee. Yep, that's fine. So you just start to turn now. Line up at the end of the runway. There's a big tree at the end there, and as the nose comes up, you lose sight of that. So you maybe want to look at one of those black and white marker boards down the end there. So just line up, roll straight, and just hold the brakes with your feet. Hold the brakes with your feet, and you can then follow me through for a takeoff. So we're going to hold the brakes, going to go up to 2,000 RPM. Checking the temperatures and pressures are still good. They are. So releasing the brakes, putting my feet down on the rudder bar only, increasing to full power. Keeping myself going straight with the right rudder pressure towards the tree. Aircraft starting to accelerate. As we do so, I'm relaxing backward pressure on the control column. Around about 45 to 55 miles an hour.
I'm starting to increase the backward pressure of the aircraft comes airborne. As soon as it's airborne, just check forward, make sure the nose doesn't rear up. And when we get to the end of the runway, this particular runway, we have to turn away from a barn because the chap gets fed up with people flying over his farmstead. So this is local procedures here. About 200 feet above the runway, we can now think about bringing the flaps in stages, allowing the aircraft to accelerate. And there we are, clean, climbing away. So if you'd like to have control of the aircraft, keep the wings level, try and maintain that attitude, then we just climb away from the airfield. If it's too noisy, you might want to close that window.
Oh yes.
Yep. Now I'll just put a little bit of heat on, so if you're comfortable or whatever, let me know if it's too hot or too cold.
Can I use the trimmer?
You could use a trimmer, that's ideal. Yep, so that's actually the right attitude for climbing when you're climbing away at 80 knots, which is great. That's the best climbing speed, best rate of climb speed. So it's nice. Shafts we are on our left hand side, and we just continue climbing, and in a moment I'll get you to turn towards the west. Yep, so we're clear of the circuit traffic, so if you like to turn towards the west, to where the sun is, that's it, just a gentle angle of bank, that's enough, not more than that, that's lovely. And we've got a bit of a horizon out that way where the sun is, okay? Okay, we're fully level at about 2,500 feet, so if I just have control.
You have control?
Thank you very much, so I'll just level us off and turn us over here a bit more. Initially doing it by feel, the sound of the engine run about 2,300 RPM, and I'll just lower the nose. Because these seats are a bit better condition, we're sitting maybe a little bit higher, I think, than on the previous aircraft. But I'm just choosing an attitude which I think will give me straight level flying, which I think is about there. So I'll just take my hands off, let not know whether the nose is going up or down.
That's what I'm not going anywhere.
Yep, that's good. So that is your straight level flying. It's maybe 3.5 fingers. It's slightly more on this aircraft, because it's slightly more efficient. Yep. And we're at 2,300 RPM. So that's straight and level. So try and pick a reference point ahead of us as best we can. Just check that the wings are level. Reference are the same. The attitude is being maintained at constant height. The wings level. And we've got a reference to our direction of gyro. We're on a constant heading. I can put the reference on there for 210 to help you steer that. That's it, so that is straight level, and just check that the ball is in the middle. Just check that the ball is in the middle.
It's slightly to the right, so just have a bit of right rudder there.
Just a little right, so whenever it's slightly out, you just use a little bit of right rudder just to squeeze it back in, just to pressure there, and then just keep the wings level. So if you keep the wings level with that in balance, and if you're finding you're having to push all the time to keep that ball in the middle, you may find it better to just turn the wheel slightly to the right, and that might just help you to maintain the ball in the middle at this cruising RPM. And this is straight and level. Okay, so I'm now going to set things by, so if I can control a moment.
You have control.
Okay, and I'm going to gain you a little bit of height. And this trim you, and if you'd like to regain straight level flying, please, you have control.
I have control.
2,500 feet in a constant direction. Okay, you've got Portland Bill on the nose, or just off the coast. That's a good reference point to maintain direction towards.
Okay, that should be it.
Okay, we just gained about 100 feet, so could you, we've also the RPM's a little bit on the high side, so could you set 2300 RPM? And if you could bring me back down to 2500 feet.
Doesn't want to go down.
So just reduce the power by a couple of hundred RPM if you found it's not going to go down. And keep pointing at Portlandville. Yeah, getting a bit of lift off the hills here. So just lower the nose, go down a bit.
Okay, nearly there.
That's it, and back up to 2300 RPM. Okay, just a tad more on the RPM. That's it. And just trim it out. Let me know when you've got it sorted.
It should be it.
Okay, yep, it's good. Virtually the same height. Okay, and we've just drifted off heading very slightly, I think, so this could bring it back onto Portlandville. Excellent. It's a bit cold up here. And what heading are you think we're on?
180.
South is 180, but we're 10 degrees to the right of that, so it's 190.
Okay.
Yep, so I want you to just try and turn on to heading if you can, or say 210, and I'll put the heading bug on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so just turn to the right, just a little bit of 5 to 10 degrees, angle of bank. Excellent. Okay, so maintain that heading, reference to the DI, say 210 on the heading bug, and try and pick a different reference point ahead of you on the horizon to help you maintain direction. So just do your checks, let's look out, check the attitude, it's holding the attitude that you want, and then just have a look inside to see the instruments are doing what you expect the attitude is giving you is correct. So most of the time it's look out, check your attitude is right, quick check of the instruments, and then back outside again. Okay?
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, alright, so let's just think about changing the attitude again. So I'm just going to reduce the power. And we've drifted off heading, so I want to be on a heading of 180 on south. So if you'd like to reset 2300 RPM please. And
Can't see you.
yeah, so it's just down here, just a wee bit more. Yep, and if you'd like to regain 2500 feet, gained lost about 100 feet there. Because I reduced the power on you. That's it. And just regain about 100 feet and back onto heading of 180, which is south.
That should be it.
Okay, and there's the ball in the middle as well?
Not quite.
Yep. And if you find that at 2300 RPM, a constant height, you're having to constantly put a little bit of right rudder pressure on, then you may need to adjust this wheel to the right, just to take the load off, so it sits there automatically at this RPM. Excellent. Very good. Okay, I think we need to turn around and go back because it's starting to get a bit dark. Plus, yep, so if we just turn around, we've got Poole Harbour there, Portland Bill, so if we turn on the reciprocal, if we turn onto a northerly heading, it's a gentle angle of bank to the left.
To the left, okay.
Yep, look out, make sure there's nobody to the left of us as we turn. That's it, just a jump turn. We're not doing a turning exercise as such, but we're just manoeuvring the aircraft back to where Compton Abbas is. That's it, that's good. During these normal little turns that we're doing, there will be a slight reduction in airspeed, and you will need a slight backward pressure to maintain your height as you go around the turn. It's not worth trimming at the moment just to do that. Just hold that pressure, because as soon as you relax pressure and then go to straight level, the aircraft should gain the extra 2 or 3 knots that it's lost, and then continue at the straight level attitude. So we just come back onto a northerly heading.
I'm surprised I'm going to use right rudder to get the ball in the middle. I thought it would have been the other way around when I'm turning left.
Not necessarily, because you just need right rudder. You may find that with this RPM you need right rudder, and you might need a little right rudder on the trim. Okay, so on a northerly heading, that's great. Horizon's not so good in this direction, I'm afraid. And now we're going to look at this increasing power. So what we're going to do, we note the airspeed, 2,500 feet. Airspeed is about 90 to 95 knots. Are you happy with that? 90 to 95 knots, okay. And note the nose attitude, approximately 3 fingers worth beneath the horizon, as you can see it.
Yes.
Okay. And now we're going to go to cruise at 2,500 RPM, but initially we're going to do it at full power to accelerate the aircraft. So if you follow me through,
yes,
on a northerly heading, so we on a northerly heading, so if you follow me through, hand on the throttle, so just go on to a northerly heading, just relax. Okay, that's it, but follow me through nevertheless. Okay, so we've got a reference point, I've got some bright lights ahead of me there, and I'm going to increase to full power. Okay, and I note that the aircraft, I'm having to push forward, stop the aircraft from climbing, the aircraft's accelerating.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay, we'll watch the red line on the RPM, and I'm having to come back to about 2,500 RPM now. And I'm going to have to retrim to maintain a higher speed. So just watch the RPM there. And have we noticed any difference in the attitude of the aircraft?
It's a lot lower.
And have you noticed any difference in the speed of the aircraft?
Faster.
Oh yes, so at 2,500 RPM, and we've got a lower nose attitude. It's slightly lower at the moment because we gained a bit of height. On a northerly heading, and the blackish round-topped hill is a green round-topped hill just by Compton Abbas, and to the right of that, the bright lights of Shaftesbury. Okay, so that I think is the attitude we want for straight level flying. So if you like to maintain that,
okay, I have control.
You have control towards that round-topped hill, which will be about a northerly heading, and it's a slightly lower nose attitude at a higher speed. Just make sure the RPM is up at 2,500 there, that's it. And do you require any right rudder to maintain the ball in the middle?
A little bit.
Yeah, so perhaps a little bit more than before because of the higher RPM. So with higher speed requires a lower nose attitude to maintain the same overall amount of lift generated by the wing at the higher speed. And the vice versa apply. When you slow up, you're going to have to increase the nose attitude to compensate for the loss of airspeed, and you're compensating with extra angle of attack. Okay, so just try and regain your 2,500 if you would. Doing very well in difficult conditions. These are not ideal. It's quite dark and the horizon is not as clear as it could otherwise be. Excellent, and you can trim it out so that you don't need to...
Yeah, I might just do that.
Yep, so whenever you feel you need to do so, don't ask permission, just do it.
Okay.
Yep, okay.
Roger that.
And constantly checking. If you find that you just check and it goes up, retrim. So we lost a little bit of height there, just down to the turbulence. Yep. So just regain the height, plus 100 feet, so you can do it just with a change of attitude for a short period of time.
A whole different world up here, isn't it?
Yep, certainly in the evenings as well. The idea that you've chosen this time. Right, 2500. Note the higher airspeed.
Oh yeah.
Yep, and you've got 2500 set. So what we're going to do now is we're going to slow the aircraft down. We're going to be flying at a much lower airspeed. So follow me through on the same sort of heading towards the bright light which is flashing away.
There you have control.
Okay, I'll control. So 2500 feet, I'm going to go a little bit of carbo heat, and I'm going to reduce the power to about 1500 RPM. In fact, I'm going to go to 1900 RPM initially, so I'll set 1900 RPM, and if I was just to relax on the controls, the nose wants to go down. So I'm not going to let it go down, I'm going to hold it there. And as the aircraft starts to slow up, I'm just changing the nose attitude so that we don't descend. And I'm now going to retrim the aircraft. And as the aircraft slows up, I've noticed that the RPM is no longer 1900, is it?
No, it's slightly lower.
Yep, so let's just increase to 1900, okay? And we just maintain that sort of attitude to maintain height.
Do you check the airspeed, or is that something you feel?
I can feel that, but it's basically, yep, I'll check the airspeed, and we want about 1900 RPM. And have you noticed anything with the attitude of the aircraft?
Much, much higher.
Yeah,
Really touching the horizon.
Nose, it's on the horizon, yeah, okay. Now we just lost a bit, and we continue to lose a bit of height, so you might need even more nose attitude up. In fact, at this rate, it's barely able to maintain level flight, is it? We're down to what, 65 knots?
Yeah.
Okay, and we need to come back onto a northerly heading. The round topped hill, by the way, is just down here.
Okay.
Shaftesbury, Compton Abbas is just down here, under the wingtip. We've got Longmarsh Institution down there. This is Young Offenders Institution. So that's the sort of attitude for straight level. And if we're flying at slow speed, clean, look at the attitude of the aircraft. You can't really see ahead of you, can you? Okay, so you have control. You might need a bit of right rudder, because the airflow, that's it, maintain the ball in the middle. So the wings are level. You're maintaining constant height. The wings are level. No turning, that's not indicating any turning, and the ball is in the middle. And you may find that you need quite a bit of right rudder to maintain the ball in the middle there, because the airflow is no longer flying fast along the fuselage, you're getting a lot more effect of the actual slipstream. So this is slow speed flight, straight level, but with a clean configuration, and you've got a very high nose attitude. And you notice that the ailerons particularly feel quite sloppy, I would imagine. These feel quite sloppy. They're not very responsive compared with...
No, very lazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Excellent, so that's a good thing to think about. If you're flying slow, instinctively check your airspeed if you feel the ailerons are sloppy. That's a good indication that you're flying slow, because they're outside the influence of the slipstream.
A lot of rudder as well.
Yep, and a lot of rudder. Okay, so that is flying straight level, reduced power, clean. And you set initially 1900, and as you slowed up, you had to reset the power, because when you slow up, the RPM slows up as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's now fly at 2500 RPM, so we need to go to full power. So let's go to full power. That's it, and as you don't let the nose come up, but you know you're going to need a lower nose attitude, so try and maintain a constant height, lower the nose to something like it was previously. So full power, that's it. Just watch the RPM just go over the red line. So as the aircraft accelerates, watch your red line on the RPM there, lower the nose. You knew that the nose was much lower than before, wasn't it? So it's got to be at least 3 fingers, if not 4 fingers now.
Yeah.
So lower the nose because you're gaining height.
Oh dear.
Yeah, quite a big trim change, isn't it? Yep, go on, push the nose down with your left hand, you're a big strong chap. That's it. That's it, go on, push, push, push. That's it. And now take the load off. Okay, start reducing the power now to 2500. Keep the nose down. Keep the nose down, that's it. 2500. That's it, lovely. And retrim for straight level. Because you didn't lower the nose when you put the power on, the aircraft climbed. Gained nearly 400 feet.
Do you know why? I couldn't figure out where the engine speed was. I couldn't see it with this.
Okay.
I was worrying too much about that.
Okay.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yep.
I suppose it all comes a lot more naturally, isn't it?
Yep. And we're sitting here almost in the dark, flying less in the dark. Okay, 3,000 feet we are.
Need to go down, yeah?
Okay, so let's just think about now going to the end because it's getting quite dark. Let's try flying at 1500 RPM if you would. Try 1500 RPM. Try and maintain your height and direction towards those lights. So bring the RPM back to about 1500. As the aircraft slows up, you're going to have to raise the nose attitude a little bit. You're well inside the white arc, and if you now like to hold the attitude and select two positions of flap.
I retrim.
Do the flap first.
Two positions, yeah?
Yep, hold the attitude, don't let the nose come up, don't let it come up. That's it. That's it, another one.
That's two now.
Another, okay, we done one or two?
That was two.
Was it? Oh yeah, it's two that, yep. Okay, and now go back to about 2200 RPM. So about 2 to 2200. Hold the nose attitude so we're not climbing. Slow the nose. That's it, so we're not climbing. Just lower the nose, lower the nose. That's it, a big trim.
Can't see anything up there.
Yeah, okay, that's great. You're doing very well. And now we're flying at a relatively slow airspeed. We were about 65 knots last time with a very high nose attitude. You couldn't see a thing ahead of you. You're now flying at a reasonably slow airspeed with the flaps out, and you've got a much lower nose attitude because you've changed the configuration of the wing.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do slow fly past to check the condition of any field, you would then be able to do so at low airspeed with a lower nose attitude with much greater visibility. Excellent. So I think we'll call it today.
Yep.
Let's turn back towards Compton Abbas. You'd like to turn on to heading of south. Turn right on to heading of south, and we'll recover back to Compton Abbas. Okay, still with the flaps down, that's good. Shaftesbury is just down here. Yep. So we'll head towards Longmarsh and we'll cover back to the airfield. Okay, so going back to the airfield, we need to check our Frida check. So that's FREDA. So that is fuel on sufficient. So let's have the fuel pump is remaining on. You want to change over the fuel tank to the other tank if you would.
Yep, no problem.
Yep. Okay, and we just check the fuel pressure is fine. The radio is the next bit we're going to be doing, so I'm just going to call up on the radio. Come to radio, Golf Oscar November Yankee is recovering from the Norfolk requesting airfield information. Thank you, that's 1015 and we'll join on extended left base for 08. Okay, so we need to think about descending, so if you like to just bring the flaps in if you would please.
Down, yep.
Yep, so one at a time. Yep. Okay, and then if you like to put the carburetor heat to hot. That's it, carburetor heat to hot. And just reduce the power, just close the throttle and just lower the nose.
Close it completely?
Yeah, close it completely, that's it, that's lovely. And we'll set the pressure setting, which I'll need a torch for. That's 1014. That's 1015. And that's 14. So that's our altitude above the airfield. good. Okie dokie, and if we'd like to head towards Shaftesbury over there, that's it, that's good. We're on the heading of about 150, lovely, and I can see the lights of the clubhouse from here. So I've got the radio information. Engine temperatures and pressures are in the green. We're descending with idle power, so we've got the carburetor heat on, so we don't have any issues with carburetor icing. The fuel pump is on, and we have sufficient fuel in both tanks and sufficient for a go-round and a possible diversion if the runway was blocked or it went out with weather. We can see the bright lights on the coast of Bournemouth in the far distance there. And the D for DI, so we want to make sure that the compass, about 150, is synchronised with the compass. It is 150, excellent. And the A for altimeter, which is what we've done. We set the QFE 1014, that gives us our height above the airflow. We need to be coming down to about 800 feet. Okay, so I think we just need to turn about 10-15 degrees to the left, if you would. That's excellent. Got your right hand down between the seats. Are you trimming continually, or?
No, I'm just ready to trim.
Okay. You don't want to rest your hand on the throttle. We've been descending for a little while now, so just give the engine a warm up if you would. Just up to about 2,000 RPM. That's it. Just warm the engine up. That's it. And then just smooth it back to reduce the power again. In fact, we're coming down to about 800 feet, so we want to anticipate that by about 50 feet. We're at 1,000 feet at the moment. We want to level off at about 800 feet, so anticipate that and put the power back up to about 2300. So 2300 RPM. That's it, start it now. Gently up, that's it. And try and choose an attitude for straight level flying at 2300 RPM. Doing really well. Yep, very difficult conditions. Always try and do a flying lesson at night, yeah? Okay, clubhouse lights are right on the nose. We might want to just turn very slightly now just to the right so we don't get too close in. And then we're going to set it up with some flap and do a powered approach into Compton Abbas this evening.
So I'm flat now.
Okay, are we inside the white arc? We are, good. So we don't normally put brakes against power. It's like trying to put the handbrake on and keeping the power on your car. So if we're going to start going down, we want to start throttling back. So I would suggest we come back to about 17 or 1800 RPM. That's it. Try and maintain the attitude. Don't let the nose go down. Hold the attitude and now put two positions of flap down. The nose will want to come up. Don't let it. That's it. And another one. Right, retrim, a bit of forward trimming. That's it. And just lower the nose now. Just lower the nose a bit more. Just a bit more. That's it. Hold it there and trim. That's ideal. That's excellent. Just check your airspeed. A little bit on the low side. What about 70, 75 knots? So just lower the nose a bit more. Okay. And you've got the clubhouse and the red lights of a vehicle just exiting the car park.
I see.
Yep, yep. Okay, so just a wee bit close in, so just gently turn to the right, just a wee bit turn, that's it. November Yankee has left base from Accessory. Okay, a little bit on the slow side, what about 70 knots minimum now? That's it, just lower the nose, and that is your speed control. Okay. So if you're slow, lower the nose, if you're fast, raise the nose. Okay, that's lovely, that's nicely positioned. And then I'll get you to follow me through while we carry out a landing. Okay. So you can see the wind socket going virtually straight down the runway there. The orange wind socket there, just to the side of the runway.
Okay, slow again.
Yep, so lower the nose, and if you find you're too low, put a little bit of power on. Which I think we are. So we'll just put a little bit of power on. That's it, just a wee bit of power. So follow me through now.
Okay, yeah,
controls. Yep. And we're going to turn in, and we are going to be putting full flap. Once we're turning in, just a wee bit on the low side. Just going to turn in, and we're going to put full flap when we get in lined up with the runway. So you can feel like easing the power off, gently correcting the rate of descent with the power, just turning in now. I'm just going to put the landing light on. And I'm going to go for a full flap. Bring the speed back to about 65 knots. Bit of lack of concentration, Terry. Line yourself up with the runway, 65 knots. If the speed's low, put a bit of power on. So the ground comes up towards us about 10 feet. We want to start flying level with the ground. Close the throttle, and I'm not going to let the aircraft land. I want to stop it landing, but only landing on the main wheels. Keep it going straight with a bit of right rudder. And we get down to this sort of speed, or just a little bit of braking evenly together, and now we can turn off to the right. If we could avoid these white bits of chalk, it'd be nice. That's it. And we're clear of the runway. And close the throttle. Just hold it on either the brakes or the parking brake, back up to 1200 RPM, and then we can get rid of the things we don't want. Like, we don't want the flaps anymore, we don't want the feeder heat anymore, we don't want the landing light because you see where we're going, so we can switch that off. We don't need the fuel pump, so we can switch that off as well. That's it, close the throttle, release the brakes, and if you'd like to taxi me back to where we were parked. As the brakes are released, I'll just take my feet off the pedals. Backward pressure on the control column, as it just keeps the prop clear of the, just helps to keep the tail down and the propeller maximum distance away from any stones or loose ground. So it's unfortunate you've chosen to
oh, it's only because Libya had a lesson at 3, we just lift shared.
Oh, I see.
That's the only reason.
Oh, you need to
I was a bit worried, to be honest.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, try and get a bit earlier. The nights are starting to draw out, but you're drawing the short straw, especially if I'm running late, sorry.
That's alright.
But you're doing very well under these conditions. These are not ideal conditions. Just watch your wingtip relative to the other aircraft, obviously. It doesn't matter if you crash the aircraft on landing, but it's a heinous crime if you taxi into anything. Yeah, flying's a relatively hazardous sport, so people do expect people to crash from time to time, but don't taxi into anything. That is not allowed. No excuse for that.
Right, where are we going?
I think we're going to put the aircraft in the corner, but I think we may have to wash it first. So we're just going to go onto the concrete here. That's it, and just by the hose pipe, I think. Yep. So just test your brakes before you enter the apron. That's it. Yep, lovely. And then just trickle the aircraft up towards the hose.
Want me to turn that way towards the hose?
You can gently turn as you enter the apron there, yep. So just watch your wingtip, and we just turn a beam the hose pipe there, facing in that direction. Turn to the right, left, right, left, that's it. A little bit of left, that's it. And then straighten up, that's it. Wings will clear, just straighten up and slow it up. Slow it up, slow. And it'll do nicely there, okay. And it's just up to about 1200 again. Nice and smooth, you don't want to pick up any stones. Just do a dead mag cut if you would.
This one, yeah?
Dead mag. So that's it. Yeah, okay. So just, that's it. Back to both, left, back to both. And then close the throttle and shut the engine down with the mixture. Okay, once the engine is completely stopped, magnetos off. And then the key out, and then your beacon, which also incorporates the strobe. You can see it strobing away, can't you? Flashing away there. Yep. So beacon off. Master switch for the radios can go off.
Lovely. That's it. And the master off. And we can leave the brakes released. Ooh, that's good. So that is 40, I think. So let's just have a look. Get that. So that is 255.
6.
Thank you very much.
Superb.
So 2556, so that's 0.9. Okay, so that's 0.9, and so that is 40.9, call that 55, so we'll call that 15, 50 to G. Yep. Okay, excellent. So, straight level at different speeds, different flap configurations. So, if you are flying at high speed, the wing generates more lift because of the speed, therefore you lower angle of attack, lower nose attitude. Lower speeds, clean in the same configuration, compensate for the loss of lift due to the loss of speed. Angle of attack has to increase, which means a high nose attitude. Sloppy controls, because the aircraft obviously is flying slow. And not only that, you also got quite a high nose attitude and you can't really see where you're going.
Exactly.
So if you want to fly slowly because you want to observe something, you want to have a look at, say, where you live or whatever, rather than flying in a high nose attitude, right up very, really slowly, close to the stalling speed, high nose attitude, controls are quite sloppy. Probably better actually if you were to fly with some flap out, which means you're generating the same amount of lift with a lower nose attitude. Your power setting has to be a bit higher to allow for the extra drag of the flap. Therefore the elevator and the rudder, are more effective because you've got more power. Ailerons will probably still feel as sloppy, but because you've got more control over the elevator and the rudder, you've probably got a little bit more control over the aircraft, and it's a more comfortable attitude to sit at. You can see over the nose, visibility is much better, and you're not obscuring, you know, your view not only over the ground but also possibly of aircraft coming towards you head on.
Yeah, I can't see any benefit to fly. Why would you want to fly like that?
Not really slowly, unless you, unless
I mean,
you really
nose up attitude. Why would you want to?
Well, you wouldn't want to fly like that necessarily.
I can't see why you'd want to do that ever.
Only just before you practice touchdown and landing. We wouldn't do that just before landing. So as we came down to about 10 feet, I was flying the aircraft, closing the throttle, and then as the aircraft was slowing up, the aircraft will want to sink because of loss of airspeed, so I'm compensating for the loss of airspeed by progressively increasing the angle of attack. So I'm progressively coming back, 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 back. So it's either continuous movement, or some people describe it as check, 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 right the way back on the stop, so that you're compensating for the fact the aircraft is slowing up, and you're generating the same amount of lift to fly parallel with the runway by increasing the angle of attack. And just before touchdown, you probably heard that stall warning.
Stall warning, yep.
Ideal. It's not stalling the airplane, it's just telling you getting near the stalling. And we were, what, a foot off the runway?
Indeed.
So it gently sunk down, touched down on the main wheels. Don't relax. The nose is heavy, the centre of gravity is in front of the main wheels. The nose will automatically want to go down, but if you've got backward pressure, there's still a little bit of downward force on the tailplane, and the nose automatically just drops forward, and because you've got the wheels behind the centre of gravity, which is around about here, the aircraft will want to straighten up, and as the nose drops onto the runway, you just maintain direction with your feet and roll out, and at a fairly slow speed gently onto the brakes, and then at a slow turning speed off the runway.
Cool.
Okay, excellent, very well done considering the visibility and the dark conditions.
Oh, it's exciting. Enjoyed it.
Okay. Ideally we shouldn't be doing this, but you're actually coping. In fact, with some lesser students, it will be pointless even getting airborne this time of night.
Oh, really?
But, you're doing very well.
Thank you.
Okay, so if we can just remove the headsets.
Yep.
And we'll just give the aircraft a bit of a wash. And we'll go in.